Hello, and welcome back to Brushstrokes and Beauty. My name is Sean, and I am a longtime oil painter and overall art enthusiast. In each video, we're going to look at just one painting and uncover all of the elements that make the picture a true work of art. Things like technique, the overall beauty, and just general art appreciation. So grab a drink, get comfy, because today we're going to look at Bacchus and Ariadne by Titian. So this is a narrative painting and a fine example of storytelling. And what we're looking at here is the very moment that Bacchus and Ariadne meet eyes for the very first time and fall in love. So the story goes, Ariadne, daughter of King Minos, has just helped Theseus overcome the Minotaur. And Theseus is sailing off, I think he's right here in this little boat, I believe. He's sailing off, goodbye, sayonara, and right as this is happening, Bacchus shows up on a chariot pulled by two cheetahs and what appears to be an entourage of festive hooligans. Titian places Bacchus front and center, and his gaze directs our eye right to Ariadne. So this is the center of interest. And just like every great painting that has a strong center of interest, it's loaded with all of the entertainment and goodies. So we can see that overall the picture is very busy on the right lower half and really open in space on the upper left half. And that features the center of interest, these two figures. And between them, they have very interesting shape, brilliant color, all this rhythm, movement, dynamic action, and contrast. Let's take a closer look at this moment between Bacchus and Ariadne. Wonderful detail. Paintings need to be strong in the big ways, but it doesn't hurt when the detail is done really well, and Titian does really good detail. But here we can see the gaze of these two people making eye contact for the first time, and it just is done so well. The open mouths, kind of gasping, or I don't know, just in awe. The deep connection between their eyes feels like they're really looking into each other. And of course, while we're here, we can see the wonderful modeling of the form, and the hair and whatnot. It's just very entertaining to look at up close in this very moment. Coming back to the main photo, I'm looking at it, and really all of the figures, we can really take a moment to appreciate how well Titian renders form. The form feels very full of volume. It's very believable in the roundness, and it's really delightful, pleasing to the eye. All right, so back to composition. Can you see how the rest of the painting somehow is supporting the center of interest? Go ahead and take a pause to the video right here if you want to give it some time to look at it. Otherwise, just keep watching and I'm going to reveal what Titian has in store for us. All right. So I've gone ahead and marked up this slide with the major thrust, the major diagonal movement of the composition. So you can see how Titian designs shapes and he locates them specifically to play off of each other to reinforce and emphasize this diagonal movement. We see it happening through the leaves of the trees, the way that they're placed, the ride through here, and then it picks up in other areas. And it seems inconsequential, like a little part of the arm right here that leads into the hand, kind of picking up in the rhythm between the shoulder here and the top of the hand here, and then ending down, like let's say somewhere on this pot or whatever it is. It all does add up cumulatively to reinforcing that major diagonal. But if the picture were just made of these reinforcing diagonals, it might feel a little static or boring. So he creates a counter diagonal, which is a common thing used in composition. You might call this the main line, and then there is a counter line. I'll give you a moment just to look and see if you can find the counter line. It's going to be something similar to this, but just in a different direction. So you can pause it here again, or just keep watching. So here it is. You can see that there was a staff or a stick that this person was holding. The general thrust or leaning direction of this body, the alignment through the cloth here through the eyes of this figure up into the general lean of Bacchus, and even some of the things aligning through Ariadne, picking up down here. First of all, this is not done in a way to be obvious. It's also not meant to dominate the composition. It wants to support the main line thrust, so it's done in an even more subtle way than the other diagonal movement we looked at. But you can notice that these diagonals lean toward Ariadne. They don't lean away from her, and that reinforces the movement toward her as the center. Titian creates a wonderful sense of color harmony here. And you can notice how the striking blues play so well with the complementary orange earth tones, as well as with the variety of greens that he has here. And of course, all of the most chromatic colors are saved for the stars of the show, Bacchus and Ariadne. But here's something interesting. See if you can notice how Titian integrates these different major colors, the blues, the oranges, and the greens, by weaving them, spotting them into different areas of the composition. You can pause or just keep on watching. So this isn't meant to be super accurate, but we get a general sense of how Titian uses colors spotted through the compositions in a variety of sizes and shapes to keep our eye moving and entertained in these different ways. So I know I was talking about the greens, but I didn't put them in this set of slides. What I have here are the blues, over here the oranges, and you can even see how he trails them off outside. Like, this is the general dominant orange area, but then he extends the oranges out into these areas that seep into the blue a little bit. Just like with the blue, this is the dominant blue area, and he finds ways to incorporate the blue into the dominant orange area. In the center here, it's actually not the greens. What I did was I noticed that the values also play this spotting game. And all of the most brilliant chromatic flesh tones are also very light in value, and they create their own game that's playing throughout the composition. So coming back to the main picture here in full, you can see perhaps what I've outlined in the previous slides. So what we just looked at is patterning, and that's the basic repetition of similar things and the way that they're arranged in the composition. And Titian does this in a lot of other ways. And I think it's fun to let you kind of explore the picture and find things that you think correlate. I'll give another example. One is the wrapping of things. So we see here that the way that the cloth is wrapped around Ariadne, the way the cloth is wrapped around Bacchus, around this figure, and even this guy over here he's wrestling and toiling with the snake, the serpent. It's wrapped all around him in a way that kind of mimics the cloth and the way the cloth wraps around these figures. And the staff has a little bit of vine coiled around it, and this guy also has the wreath or the leaves wrapped around him. And so that continuity is something that our eye connects as it jumps through the picture. So yeah, go ahead and explore. I invite you to explore the picture and see what other types of continuities you find. It could be shapes, it could be objects, it could be directions, colors, anything. These are the things that a good composing takes into consideration. And please let me know in the comments if you find anything really cool that you'd like to share. Okay, so what makes Bacchus and Ariadne such a wonderful painting to look at? Titian loads the painting with beautifully harmonized color. He also decorates the grand form ideas with interesting detail. And he also designs the composition to direct our eye to a very clear center of interest. And in the center of interest, he loads it with all of this fun, juicy stuff. The great color, the great forms, the interesting shapes, the dynamic movements, the contrast, the rhythm, all of this stuff in the center of interest. So it's really rewarding to look at. He manages to do all of this, to use all of these elements to tell a wonderful story of love at first sight. So that's going to do it for Bacchus and Ariadne. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. And if you'd like to see me do a video of a specific painting, go ahead and drop it in the comments and I'll add it to the queue. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I do hope it was fun, and I'm going to see you in the next one.